Hey everyone, welcome back. And today's video is about English ivy. I'm going to be sharing some care tips, also show you how you can repot your English ivy. First of all, I'm going to be sharing some fun facts about the plant. Its botanical name is Hedera Helix, and this plant, oh, I'm sorry, this plant does produce some flowers which I haven't seen producing in my plant yet, but I hope I'll get to see it sometime. You might see almost 30 cultivars of this plant. They are climbing, or you can say trailing vines, which are actually native to Europe and Western Asia. But don't worry, nowadays these plants are widely available in the temperate climates also. So no matter, doesn't matter whether you are in a tropical region or in a temperate climate, you're gonna be getting this plant very easily. Coming to the care tips for light and temperatures, I would say these plants love bright indirect light. However, they can tolerate some low light conditions also, but in that case you would see your plant will become leggy, or probably you'll see less growth or low foliage. So find a nice place where this plant can get enough bright indirect light. Avoid keeping this plant in direct sun because the sun can scorch leaves. For temperature, I would say these plants prefer moderate temperatures between 10 to 30 degrees Celsius, or let's say 50 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. However, these plants tolerate cooler conditions, but keep in mind, try to protect them from frost. Water and humidity, I would say always check the soil before watering your ivy plant. They hate overwatering, and they also don't like to be underwatered. So what you need to do is just check the soil before watering your plant. You can lift up the planter. If it feels light in weight, it means your plant is thirsty. Or you can poke your finger 2 inches down in the soil. If it comes out clear, it means your plant is thirsty. You need to water it. Be careful, do not overwater because it will lead to root rot. And also keep in mind that during winter months you need to reduce the watering compared to summer, and always allow the soil, top 2 inches soil, to dry out completely before watering it next time. And these plants appreciate higher humidity levels. In case there is low humidity in your region or in your home, then what you can do is just mist around the leaves, or you can use a humidifier, or you can use a pebble tray. Just get a tray and put some pebbles or rocks on, and fill it with water and keep your planter on the top of the rocks. So what will happen, the water will evaporate and your plant is gonna get the right amount of humidity. So it's gonna be helping your plant. For soil and fertilizer, I would say these plants love organically rich potting mix. What you can do is that add 3 parts of any indoor regular potting mix, and add 1 part of perlite and 1 part of compost. Mix them together and you are good to go with the soil. What happens when you add perlite in your soil, it helps to drain out the excess water quickly, which eventually helps your plant roots to absorb more oxygen, and it's good for your plant's overall health. And you can feed your English ivy with a balanced organic liquid fertilizer during the growing season like spring and summer, approximately every 2 to 4 weeks. Avoid feeding them during dormant season like fall and winters. It's the resting period for ivies, so don't fertilize them in winters. For pruning and pest, I would say also keep in mind that this plant needs regular trimming to control its growth and maintain a bushy compact shape. These are invasive in nature, so no worry, they can grow vertically or horizontally, or if they get a support of a wall, they're going to cover up the whole wall, so which sometimes you won't like it. So in order to keep them in their limits, you need to trim them or prune them regularly to keep them in their shape. In case you find any pest attack like spider mites, aphids, or mealybugs, treat them with an insecticidal soap or neem oil. And Always keep in mind that try to use these solutions either early in the morning or late in the evening, not during the daytime. For propagation, these plants are easy to propagate. You just get the stem cuttings, put them in water or directly into the soil. They can be propagated either in water or directly in the soil. Both ways are simple, both ways are easy. For toxicity, I would say these plants are slightly toxic to pets and humans. If you have kids around, you have pets around, keep this plant away from their reach. And for repotting, I would say if your plant has become outgrown, roots, you see roots coming out from the bottom of the drainage, means this is the time to repot your plant. Get a planter with good drainage holes and put some soil in it, and take out your plant from the old planter. And always remember that when you repot your plant into a new planter, it should be an inch or 2 inches larger than the previous one, not so big. Now I'm going to gently remove this plant from its you can see it's completely root bound, and I'm going to be placing this into its new home. I'm going to backfill the soil, and it's a small plant which I have bought from a nursery, and now I'm repotting it. And once it's done, I'm going to be shaking this planter a little bit so that the soil is evenly distributed. I'm going to press it down, making sure that there are no air pockets left. And at last, I'm going to be watering this plant. So I would recommend, if you are a beginner, bring this plant home. It's not at all a fuzzy plant. It's really a low maintenance plant. All you need to do is just take care of its watering requirement and the light positioning. Especially if you have a variegated variety, then you need to be giving this plant as much light as possible, but it should be an indirect bright light, not the direct sun. So again, I would say it's a beautiful, beautiful, excellent plant which can bring a lot of liveliness into your indoor or outdoor spaces. Especially it's popular for its woody trunk and dark green glossy leaves. So I would recommend just try bring this plant home. And yeah, that was all about English ivy plant. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you really find this video helpful, give it a like. If you have any questions, you can ask them in comment section. Share as much as you can, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, stay happy and happy planting.